Hello everybody. I want to make a video in response to a forum comment from Medichedi about Japanese art. The comment that was made related to how Japanese children's art seems to be at a very high level, very professional level, and a comment that was related to the use of calligraphy and maybe the need to practice that. Very interesting comment, Medichedi. I appreciate that. And I decided to go ahead and follow up with a video about Japanese children's art. This piece of art right here was made by Emily some time back, and shows the theme is about water conservation. And you can see a little boy there, and he's got the school hand washing basin there, and there's the water showering down. Very interesting concept here. And the thing that I had a nice conversation with Emily after she won an award. She won a state level award, a prefectural award for this piece of art. And she and I were talking about it afterwards. And let's go ahead and pop outside and walk around. I don't want to wake anybody up. Emily won an award for this piece of art. And I was surprised when I talked to her about the award to learn, let's go this way, what the heck. I was surprised to learn that the art was a copy. That she basically made that piece looking at a professional artist's work that was identical, showing the same boy with a wash basin and the water showering down, and Emily had copied it and then submitted it and won an award. Now her teacher knew all about it. Her teacher was the one that showed her the art to copy, basically. That kind of really surprised me, because I thought, well, my little girl's an artistic plagiarism in the family. And I learned that all the kids did that. And then after a while, I was not so surprised, because thinking about my own experience with children and art in Japan, I remember that kids are typically given a model to copy. Now, models are not uncommon in art in general, but in Japan, it's very much how do I say it? The aim is to match the model. The aim is to master the efforts, the strokes of excellence displayed in the professional's work. The child should figure out and understand or be taught what was good in the model and then demonstrate that they can replicate it. This is especially evident in calligraphy. Calligraphy, of course, in Japan being the brush and ink work of Chinese characters, kanji characters, where each stroke has a particular masterful means of being done, whether the brush is laid and pulled across or swooped off suddenly, and how the form goes and the like. These are all very, very well studied and laid out method. There's a methodology to this, and the learner, must master the methodology. And so in Japan, children's art often looks at it like a very high quality, and that's because the emphasis is on the technique, not on artistic expression. And in other cultures, such as my own, in the United States, we tend to lay more emphasis on the expression of individual personality through art, and with less concern for the technical details. Ohayou gozaimasu. So when you see Japanese children's art, look this way, it seems there's something interesting. I see smoke on the horizon. When you see in Japanese art this expression of technical expertise, please understand that that's a cultural mandate. That's what Japan expects of its people. Now let's extrapolate this idea out of the realm of children's art and into the world of the adult in Japan. In life, Japanese are expected, as children are expected to master the work of a master, Japanese are expected to live life according to the model that has been provided by the generations before. Japan is a country where everything has been figured out. I'm not kidding when I say everything. There is basically one woman. I remember years ago, a young woman told me. She took me to a grave. She was the daughter of a Buddhist priest, and she took me to a grave in her father's temple cemetery, and she said, see this is where I'm going to be buried. And she told me that she could see her whole life from that point all the way to the end of her life. She knew exactly what was going to happen. That was a stunning thought to me. And that, indeed, that's true for everybody around here, for the most part, with some minor details. That that priest's daughter's example was a bit extreme, but for the most part, that's the way it is for everybody in this culture. Cool, isn't this nice? Look at this, a vegetable display. We have the mikan, we have, I guess those little oranges or something maybe for the bath, some potatoes down here, some greens. We have, wow, tsukemono. Well, I wish I had some money. Those are pickled daikon, very nice, and cabbages and big daikon down there. That's pretty, this one's pretty rare to see. I wish I had some money for that. 100 yen. Maybe I'll come back. It's pretty close to my house. Anyway, back on point. So, for the Japanese, living life is all about following the course that's been laid out before you by your predecessors, by your masters. Indeed, the word teacher in Japan is sensei. And sensei, if you look at the kanji, it basically means the one who was gone before. And that's what life is all about. As a result, Japanese, when they're faced with a problem, don't necessarily look for an innovative solution. They're not searching their mind for something that will be the best possible solution. They are looking for the right solution. They are looking for somebody to tell them what should be done, or they're looking for a model in their culture about how things should be done. You see this all the time in the workplace in Japan, where a problem needs to be solved, and the elders of the company will be looked for, the leaders of the company will be looked for to give guidance, and when no one can come forward with that, the younger people in the company will seek after their past experience to find an answer, not necessarily looking towards something new. This goes way, way, way back in Japanese culture. You look back into the old days when they had a strong relationship with China, when China was basically the model for Japanese culture, and they imported all kinds of ideas and methodologies and cultural elements into the culture and then modified it. The Japanese then take what's new and modify it according to their own taste, make it Japanese. That's an old theme that lots of people are familiar with. But you can see that theme's roots in the art of children. When you see how the children are taught to emulate the master, to refine and to first master what has been done, what is considered the model of the right way to do it, and then from there maybe execute some personality in that. And you will see that, especially with calligraphers. Calligraphers will master the strokes and then go off and make something quite unique. Sometimes you see master calligraphers' work that's very, very unique. So it's not that Japanese are without their own individuality. They certainly do have that. But a far more greater emphasis is mastering the right way to do things. And with that, folks, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I think this older woman right here is going to get some daikon. I better go back and get 100 yen or so I can get some of that daikon pickles. Okay, you guys all have a great day. And make sure it's a wonderful, make sure it's the best one possible. You know, okay, it's not always a good day, but hey, sometimes the sun's shining. Bye-bye, everybody.